Morning, how are you? Well, today I'm going to show you some really quick and easy but delicious little flapjacks. And I'm calling them flapjacks because they're made of oats, but I suppose they could be cookies, they could be biscuits, you make your mind up. But ultimately they are your healthy extra B with some syns. And when I started Slim World over 3 years ago, I used to avoid syns at all costs. So all my meals were sin free, my snacks were all sin free, and then I hit a plateau, and I think it was because I was bored. And so in the probably last year to 18 months, I've decided to have syns within my food. And that stops me snacking because it actually makes your meals much more interesting. And I don't do it with every single meal, obviously, but where I can, and I feel it's really important or necessary, I will inject some syns. And this is one of those things. Now, these flapjacks, cookies, they can be breakfast items, they can be snacks, they can be your saviour, whatever you want. Very quick. I made these first thing in the morning before I started work, and while they were baking I was having my shower, and then I was able to have them for breakfast. It wasn't quite cool, but the way I did them, they cooled quicker than if you did them in a tray bake. And I had them with some quark and some bananas and blueberries, and they were lovely. And then the rest for that day, because you'll see in a minute why I'm saying that, I had about 11 o'clock for my little my morning tea break, and it just kept me from snacking until lunch and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to show you how I made them. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get a small banana. Now, a banana, if you're going to use it to cook, is about 4 syns for a big one, but this is like a really tiny banana. So I'm going to say this is about 2 syns, because it is only a small one. And this is going to make enough for 2 days, so I'm going to try and keep the syns down as much as possible. I am now, as I said before, starting to use my syns to make my meals more attractive, and I think that is a really good idea. You can get really bored on Slim World if you're not careful, if you just try and avoid syns at all costs. Now I'm going to add into that 80 grams of porridge oats. Weigh this in. Should have weighed it beforehand, but this is how I roll sometimes. Go over. Perfect, spot on. Okay, so I'm just going to mix the banana into that a little bit. Okay, now I want to add in here the same amount of quark as I've added in oats, so 80 grams of quark. You could use skim milk if you prefer, but I do love my quark. Just make sure, just a little bit too much, we'll just scoop some off. This is why adding it in or weighing it before you put it in the bowl is better sometimes. There we go. Just a little blob back in, perfect. And then I'm going to add in an egg to help bind it, because I'm not going to put any butter in my flapjacks. Okay, just give that a good mix. Right, so far the only sweetness is going to come from the banana, and in some flapjacks you'd get like maple syrup or honey and things like that. So I'm not going to use any of those, but I am going to use my caramel syrup from Sweet Freedom. So I'm just going to add in a teaspoon, which is 2 syns. So make sure it's a level teaspoon. So far we're at 3 syns. Sorry, 4 syns. Do the maths, Maria. Otherwise that's where those syns sneak in. Just going to make sure I get all of this in here. That this syrup is just lovely. You can put it in coffee and stuff, but I'm allergic to coffee, so it's not going to happen for me. Right, okay. Just get rid of that spoon. and mix that up. Okay, and then I want to add a little bit more flavour to this. So what I'm going to do is pop a bit of ground nutmeg and some cinnamon into this. So just about half a teaspoon of each. Okay. Now you could add chocolate into this if you want to, some chocolate chips or some currants or raisins or anything else, but I don't want the extra syns, and I think this is enough from a flavour point of view for me. So look at that. Now it isn't a 100% dry mix, so you don't want it too thick when you start dishing it into the oven. So let me go and get my baking tray. Right, I use these reusable greaseproof sheets just because it saves wasting the baking paper even. I do like to do my bit for the green environment. So all I'm going to do is get a tablespoon of the ingredient and pop it on. So I say it's a flapjack, it's probably more of a flapjack cookie really. You could put it into a sort of tin and make it into one big bake and then chop it up afterwards, but I want some of this for this morning and I don't want to be waiting around for it to cool and all that sort of stuff, and this cools down much quicker. This is what I love about this recipe is, you know, I can make this now this morning before I start work, and it's going to be ready for when you have your breakfast. So I can have a shower now and this will be cooked because I'm going to pop it in the oven for about 15 minutes on gas mark 180. So it's made 9 biscuits, flapjacks, and for a total of 4 syns. That's not bad. So 2 syns for 4.5 biscuits. Not bad. Right, let me get this in the oven and I can get in the shower and yeah, be really good when they come out. Right, and here they are out of the oven and they look and smell amazing. So I need to cool them down because I'll burn my mouth, but being this size they'll cool down a lot quicker. And then what I am going to do, guys, because this is 2 servings and you can see they're all different shapes and sizes, so I'm going to weigh them and then split them that way just to make sure that I don't have too much healthy extra or syns one day more than the other. As I said, there's 9 there, it's 2 days, it's 4.5 biscuits, or it might be 4 biscuits one day, 5 another day, because there are some smaller ones. So I'm looking forward to these. Right, and I've weighed them out, and I can have 5 one day and 4 the other day, because they're exactly the same weight now. And they came out at 100 grams each day. So I'm quite chuffed with those. Now what you can do, if you're feeling really decadent, and again, you need to syn it, so don't go mad, guys. But I just need to find the one I want. I've got some more Choc Shop. This is the chocolate. And I'm only going to put it on the ones I'm going to have today. And the reason for that is I'm going to store these in an airtight container and I'm going to put them on fresh tomorrow. But what I'm going to do is just drizzle a bit of chocolate sauce on top. And how about that for a nice snack during the day? What do you think? So really quick and easy, aren't they, guys? As I said, you can just whisk them all up and get them in the oven while you're getting ready in the morning. And if they're for the kids, you can just stick them in the lunchbox as they walk out the door, or for yourself and you're going out to work, the same thing. Or they're just there in the day to stop you picking. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, you know what you need to do? You need to subscribe. Yeah, click notifications and give me a thumbs up. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye. Bye.